Hello? Yo, Motas, welcome. Savage, welcome. We are trying to connect the Duke. Let's see if we can. I cannot. Oh no. Oh no. RIP stream. No. We will do it. Yo, Robbie, welcome. Welcome. He said he got a new hat piece. Let's see if you can fix it. Still nothing. And my video is buffering. Hello? Duke, you there?
Hey.
Yo.
Spartan, how's it going?
Yo, nice. How's it going? Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, glad we got that sorted.
Let me ask people if they can hear me enough. Let me see if I can change any settings. User volume.
Okay, am I
full.
coming through now?
Yo, guys, can you hear Duke good enough, well enough? Let's see if they can. Wait, is there a delay on my stream? What the? I think there's a problem with buffering. Oh, that's bad. Let me see. No, there's no delay. Stream laggy. Yeah, looks like my stream is laggy. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh no, connection is so bad. I can't.
Good. Looks like everything's sorted out.
Yeah, I can't even hear you. Well, oh my god, I'm so stupid. There's there's a video uploading in the background. I just made a video today and it's uploading on the background. That's why stream is laggy. Oh my god. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Alois, welcome. Hatak, welcome. Space, welcome. Broke, welcome. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. 7 minutes left. Let's see if it's going to be good in 7 minutes or so. Do you have the time, by the way? I'm so sorry. So there will be a little bit of lag for like a few more minutes, guys. Just hold on. Video is uploading on the back, which is, I mean, I kind of screwed up. 5 minutes left. Yo, Duke is here in the chat. Let's just wait for a little bit. And in the meantime, let me see if I can increase your volume even more.
All right.
I think it should be fine because when you speak, when I check OBS, it looks like really high. So I assume it should be fine. Yo, Stompy, what's up? Okay, just 3 minutes left for that video to upload. So then hopefully we can have a good connection, people. Duke, the man, the myth, the legend. That's right, Robbie. 7 folks need to hit that like button. Yeah, for sure. Still, guys, hit the like button so stream can be recommended to other people as well. Likes are super helpful for stream. 3 minutes left. Maybe I should go to wired connection instead of wireless. Oh man. Come on, YouTube. 2 minutes left. Lagging every 5 seconds. Hopefully it's gonna get fixed in a few minutes. Just in like 1 or 2 minutes. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't even work after upload is finished, we're just gonna make this as a, general video content. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix it. Okay, now it says video is processing, so should be uploaded already and shouldn't be that much lag. Is it better, guys? Please tell me if it's better. Yes, can hear you, but now things are breaking up. I mean, it should better. Is it? Yo, Josh, welcome. Savage, welcome. It's not lagging. Yeah. Because upload is finished. So, nice. If it's not lagging anymore, we can start. Can we, Duke?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, nice. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys, I mean, most of you guys already know Duke. He's an infantry god. He has every single infantry commander max. He knows everything related to not just infantry, in general in Rise of Kingdoms. And he was kind enough to join us in our previous Scipio, I think it was Scipio and Flavius league video. And now today we are again with Duke in another live stream to discuss new infantry commanders, Tariq bin Ziad. By the way, some people warn me about it's not bin Ziad, it's Tariq ibn Ziad, because they both have different meanings. So, Tariq ibn Ziad and Sargon the Great. Duke, can we start with Tariq if it's okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, by the way...
And I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, please.
Or I was about to say, I wouldn't worry about that because we'll just all call him Tariq. And
Yeah. That's right. Tariq, he's just Tariq. Okay. Guys, on the pinned comment or pinned chat, you can find the link to Infantry's Fortress Discord. Go ahead and join Infantry's Fortress. It's the best infantry Discord you will find in Rise of Kingdoms Discords. Like the day the skills are released, there was like 100+ messages on that general chat. I wanted to read all of them, but I just didn't have the time. So if you like to join the discussion, if you like to join the community, go ahead and join Infantry's Fortress Discord. And Duke, can we start with skill number 1, Victory of Death?
yeah, absolutely. So obviously, infantry rallies are pretty much in a slump right now. You don't see that many Call Heralds, just because archer rallies and even cavalry rallies are sort of caught up in that they can be tanky and they can also deal just way more damage.
Yeah.
With this skill, which is 2,500 skill damage when expertised, and it goes up to 3.4 thousand skill damage when he's surrounded. It's just it's gonna be pretty good. We finally have a rally that will be very, very strong to launch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you like the skill?
I do. Yeah, no, it's going to be like I said, very, very good for structures.
Mm-hmm. I see. So his second skill is Bane of Visigoths. So infantry attack bonus, infantry damage versus cavalry, and infantry march speed outside alliance territory. How about this one?
Yeah, so I think this is pretty interesting. I mean, it definitely shows that he's very, very much designed to sort of counter, Jan and Jadwiga. Just with 10% damage is a lot. He'll be doing 25% damage in total against that pairing garrison, and 40% infantry attack. That's always good to see, and the march speed. I'm a rally player. I know anyone who's going to be maxing him for rallies.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a hit on your field, so having him as a field option, and he will be pretty decent in the field.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make him just a field, but if you have him, then that 10% march speed will help.
Yeah, I see. Quickly thank me for the super chat. Seba,
Thank you for your patronage.
thank you so much for your super chat. And you didn't ask anything. You just sent it that cheeky 50 cents just for nothing. And people starting like hashtags for, I want to see Duke's face. I don't think it's possible, guys. I don't think it's possible. All right, now, next skill. Let's move on to next skill. And it is Gate Crasher. So when attacking cities and strongholds, infantry defense bonus is 30%, and normal attack damage is reduced for 30% again for the next 3 seconds. This effect can trigger once every 8 seconds. Duke.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because obviously, Tariq doesn't get any of his defensive stats unless he's rallying, or in this case, it's attacking cities and strongholds. So when he's swarming, he gets it as well.
Yeah.
That's a bummer if you want to run him in the field because he will be, a little delicate, kind of like Flavius. I run Flavius in the field, and
do?
he does a lot of damage, but he does go down pretty quickly. But Scipio Flavius, very very strong nuking march, and now Scipio Tariq will have a very strong nuke behind it with all this attack and damage. But 30% defense. Obviously, he has 70% stats, which is fantastic for rally reports, but something that's sort of just to be aware of is that Tariq is a commander. Like, in order to get his expertise, full value out of it, you need 2 people swarming, but he doesn't necessarily have a lot of counterattack and health and damage reduction like Bakal does.
Yeah, for sure.
So when when people start swarming him, he will be dealing more damage, but he can go down very quickly. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. And the normal attack damage reduction is definitely worth talking about. This is a fantastic buff for, sort of anti-swarm, right? Like every time this thing applies, all the marches that are swarming a flag are going to have 30% less counterattack damage.
Which is great.
So yeah, no.
Yeah.
Definitely you'll want at least one Tariq swarming a flag.
All right.
Or rallying, yeah.
So the next skill is Battle of Guadalete. Damage bonus 15%. This increases all damage and have a 10% chance to reduce the target's rage by 80 for 3 seconds. This effect can trigger once every 8 seconds. So in the video I made, I talked about this, like this is essentially a skill damage taken reduction, right? Because what you do is you are decreasing the rage that your opponent is going to get, so they're going to deal less skill damage over time. And this combined with normal attack damage reduction, I think is pretty decent. What you say?
Yeah, I mean it's so. Oh, hold on, I lost my place in these pictures. So the rage reduction is an interesting one because a lot of garrisons, if they're not getting swarmed, then 200. That's going to be total of 240, which is a lot. It'll definitely disrupt some of the skill cycles. If it is getting swarmed, then you won't see this buff quite as effective.
Yeah.
Because just garrisons get a lot of rage, so I think it'll the swarm and all of those marches feeding it extra rage. It won't be too noticeable. But and then 15% damage. Whenever you see that, it's this commander's overall damage output is going to be up a lot higher. This is fantastic skill.
Yeah. And his expertise is essentially the better version of his active skill. Instead of 2.2, now we have 2.5, and instead of 300 extra damage, we have 300 times number of surrounding enemies and kept at 900, which means 3 surrounding enemies. Are you satisfied with the expertise?
I am satisfied with the expertise. Again, you're gonna have, if you're not running Tariq with really Pakal as secondary, then the rally. Don't think of this as like something that you really want to get swarmed constantly, because he will not stand up too long.
Yeah.
only 30% defense. It's just not enough to and with how strong these swarm marches are now. But if you do have it with Pakal, it is definitely just like in general a counter rally deterrent. Definitely a bit of an anti-swarm. And something that's worth noting is the fact that none of this is AoE, so there's no way to reduce it against the garrison. You will always be dealing, the full 3.4 thousand damage against the garrison.
Yeah, which is pretty unique because usually when you get swarmed and you are leading rallies and your rally is getting swarmed, usually you deal more damage, you punish those swarmers, right? But Tariq is quite unique because he punishes the garrison. So it's...
Yeah, which is good because you want all that damage on the garrison at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you some questions about Tariq. I know it is quite early to answer those questions, but we are just making assumptions. So my first question is, can Tariq replace Pakal or Herald? Is infantry rallies viable again? Because most kingdoms, as we discussed at the start of the video, start of the live stream, they use archer and cav rallies at the moment. Oh my God! Just a second, Justin, man, Justin coming in hard with again a very generous donation, $20. Justin, this one is for you. Oh, I can't do it. Wait, something is wrong with my stream deck. I'm just gonna do it myself. Sue. Sorry, let me give you that.
Thank you for your patronage.
Yo, thank you so much, Justin. Welcome. Duke, sorry for the interruption, man.
Oh, no problem. So basically, Tariq will be the we've been talking a lot about sort of what pairings Tariq could have for rally, but I think the one steady theme is the fact that Tariq will be the must-have commander to rally, right? Like if you want to infantry rally, you'll have to max this commander, and it's really just a question of who's the secondary.
Yeah,
it could be. I predict that you will see a lot of Tariq and Pakal together because again, that having Pakal lacks a lot of offensive power, but at the same time he brings all of that damage reduction and counterattack that you need to sort of keep the rally up and just how heavy this swarm meta is.
Yeah.
I think that like a rally like that can both stand up and not be swarmed down, but also deal, and continue to deal even more damage to the garrison, has a good role. And then obviously the second option is going to be Sargon and Tariq. That's going to be an incredibly high DPS power rally, though it will, you'll have to watch it more. Just make sure that it doesn't get swarmed.
Yeah, so if you have the field control, obviously Sargon will be a lot better, but if not, if your rally is going to get swarmed or there is a chance that it's going to get swarmed, Pakal is the better option, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so the next one is, do you think Tariq's skills are good enough to use him in the open field?
I would say absolutely. He has, really strong active. It's single target, but it's really gonna, hurt whatever he's targeting. And just a decent amount of stats, damage. I think if you put him behind Scipio, you're going to, get some really crazy reports. I would not definitely recommend making him just for field. I think I think there's better options you can have. You want something that debuffs or has AoE or something like that.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Again, if you're going to rally, throw him in your field lineup. I imagine you'll have a spot for him.
Yeah, so to sum it up, if you're a rally leader, guys, yes, Tariq will be great, and you can also use him on the field. His skills are good enough to use him on the field, to add him to your field lineup, but you don't want to just max out Tariq just to use him on the field. As Duke said, you have better options. Now, one last question about Tariq. And I know, again, it's too early to tell, but if you use him on the field, who would you pair him with?
Okay, so Well, I would probably first thought would be Scipio, just because putting a strong nuke behind Scipio's debuff
Yeah,
has worked very well for me. Like I said,
mm-hmm.
in my lineup right now, I use Scipio with Flavius, and just because you hit that 30% health reduction, and then you follow up with a 2.3k nuke, it just really great on the target. And Flavius also has attack stats and hull damage that apply on the field.
Yeah.
So I could see a march like that working very well. I probably wouldn't pair with Guan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just because he has no defense stats, so it would be it would go down very quickly. Though, it would have a decent amount of firepower and I guess some speed. Other than that, I guess you could pair with. Some people talked about Harold. That's a good march, I think, but you will. It's just single target, so
Yeah,
not
unfortunately.
quite as fun. But it does have a lot of sort of single target power to it and attack stats. So
All right.
I could see that having some fun. But I guess we'll need to test them.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you want to add about Tariq?
No. I think he's, like I said, he's going to be, a fantastic rally commander. We'll see where it goes from there.
All right, so Sargon the Great. Let's move on to Sargon the Great. His first skill, Sar Kisatim, or I don't even know how to pronounce it, but for the next 5 seconds, normal attacks have 100% chance when you max the skill to deal direct damage to the target, damage factor 500. So 500 times 5, it is 2.5k damage if you keep hitting your target. What do you think about this skill? This is like a Frederick skill, but it's obviously more damage.
So this is quite an interesting skill. I'll say as soon as these leaks dropped, everyone's been sort of talking about obviously Sargon, because he's the field commander and he's by far the more interesting of the two, and more how his mechanics work. What really catches the eye right away is the fact that this skill is really bad. I mean, for open field, it is really bad. I don't really have much good things to say about it. It's just that, like I said, if you are a rally garrison player, and I'll say he's going to be used for both, you won't need to worry about that. But in the field, you just can't rely on him to be dealing that much active skill damage. You're really having him there for the rest of his passive kit.
Yeah, definitely. That's his selling point, right? Rest of his kit.
Yeah, and I'd say the good news is just that between his active skill and his fourth skill, he'll be dealing 500, 1,000 nukes very, very frequently. So it's definitely not great, but you will be dealing damage, and again, his role is going to be sort of that passive debuffer. So
yeah, unfortunately, that damage is not consistent.
Yeah. Which damage is inconsistent?
His first skill, because you should.
Yeah.
You should be able to keep hitting to your target after you get that 1,000 rage. You should be still keep hitting him. You cannot just cast your active skill and just retreat back.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically like a field player's nightmare, right? Where you have to stay here for almost 16 seconds to get the full effect of it. And well, I should probably add, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but usually on commanders like this, I know it works for Bertrand and Freddy, when you have a skill that triggers like this, then there's a 1 second delay on top of everything else where it's sort of an activation phase in the battle log.
Oh my
So
God.
realistically, yeah, so if he's casting on, skill or on turn 9, then you're not going to start seeing that damage until, afterward, like a second after that.
That's even worse.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's intentionally bad, but considering the fact that he has all 5 skills active for open field, and they're all 5 unique, and they're all very good. It's like I said, it's just the balancing skill. So
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, if he had a really good active skill, he would be completely broken, right?
yeah, pretty much. If he had 2,500 damage just right out the gate, then on top of his nuke, it'd be filthy.
All right. So his second skill, 10% infantry attack bonus and 20% infantry health bonus, and when attacking this commander troop has 100% chance when you max it to inflict a stack of Avid effect on the target troop, which increases the skill damage taken by the target for 3% for 10 seconds, maximum of 10 stacks, so it can go up to 30% extra increased skill damage taken reduction for the target. I think this is the main skill of him, right?
Yeah, essentially. And one thing I'll say is that the good news is that because this isn't tied to his active skill like Tommy is, that you're not going to have to worry about sort of playing around with your rage or anything like that. That was always Tommy's weakness, is that in order to sort of get those high stacks and keep them high, you had to slow the rage down on your march, which you don't want to do in the field. With Sargon, you don't have to worry about that at all. You can have all your rings, your William, your Trajan, whatever rage buffs you got going, and Sargon will be stacking this debuff just fine, and it's a fantastic debuff, right?
Yeah, it's a great debuff.
So the 30% stats, really nice. Sargon has the health, defense, and skill reduction, so he's going to be pretty tanky in the field, which I think people will appreciate.
For sure. By the way, I forgot to ask you a question about the first skill. So it might...
Yeah, sure.
If it doesn't work like that, it's going to sound so stupid, but my question is, let's say I'm hitting the target A, and I got my 1000 rage, and my active skill just got activated, right? He casts his active skill. If I switch targets, is it going to keep casting that active skill on the second target?
I got that question earlier. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it doesn't transfer, but I'd have...
That's what I thought, because you can just keep hitting the, a tanky mar, just fill your rage bar, and then switch to a weaker target. That will be pretty bonkers, but I don't know how doable is that on the field fighting situation.
Yeah, and even then, because I doubt it would transfer, say it takes 2 seconds to walk over to another target, would that be 2 seconds of the effect, or would it store?
Yeah, we need to know, like, how long does it take for this skill to, just, how do I say it, like, removed?
Yeah, I guess that's just something I don't have an answer for right now. We'll have to see in the field, or I guess ask your Bertrand friends.
Guys, anyone know the answer? If you do, please type it in the chat so we can have an answer for this question. Should we move on to third skill?
Absolutely.
Okay. Conqueror of Summer. Oh, it's not Summer, it's Sumer. Sumer, yeah, that's right. Okay. Conqueror of Sumer. Infantry march speed bonus 15%. Infantry damage bonus, again, it is all damage, 10%. And extra normal attack have 10% chance to increase all damage dealt by this commander's troop. Again, extra 30% for 3 seconds. This effect can trigger once every 8 seconds.
Yeah, so this is obviously really strong skill. 15% infantry speed is, sort of the baseline for what we have now. Pakal and CJ, who both have it. So I don't mind it. It's a good amount. I would have preferred more, but considering everything else he has, it's fine. Something to remember with infantry damage, this was something Lilith confirmed a while ago, is that anytime the damage bonus is prefaced by the troop type, then it is not in fact all damage. It is in fact, it's normal attack damage.
Also, infantry damage bonus 10% is just normal attack damage, no skill damage, no nothing?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so
well,
important, actually.
Yeah, so it only takes away the skill damage effect from that, because normal attack damage is your normal attacks and also your counterattacks.
I see. And another question, it specifically says deal 10% more damage when attacking troops, so it's not going to work in rallies, right?
Yes, so the attacking troops buff only applies to marches that are hitting other marches or rallies. So if you garrison with Sargon, this will be active. If you field with Sargon, this will be active.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were in a rally attacking a structure, then you will lose the 10% normal attack damage.
All right.
Fortunately, again, Sargon, if you sort of lose that, but you gain the fact that his active skill, now you're getting the full effect of it, the 2.5k damage.
Yeah.
It should balance itself out. And obviously, the 30% damage bonus it just is like adding an extra ring to your march, just a very strong damage buff that should cycle. It, fairly long cooldown, but not an issue.
I see. A quick question from chat. Skywolf asks, one question, Sargon plus Tomyris double skill stacks. So does the skill damage taken increase debuff stacks?
Yes, they will stack.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Something I guess I could talk a little more about just the skill damage taken debuff, because it's very, very strong. Right now, I believe only archers have the skill damage taken debuff. So you've got Henry, you've got Boudica, you've got Tamiris, you've got Gilgamesh, all apply the skill damage taken debuff. And because every one of those except for Boudica is passive, then they all stack with each other.
I see. So
Sargons will apply the same. If you have the two of them in your lineup, then you'll be applying 2 debuffs at the same time, which will be, up to 60% skill damage taken.
That's crazy.
Yep. And really, like, I don't recommend players definitely don't go out of your way for Tamiris if you don't have her already or anything like that.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to retire Tamiris, then you still can. Where Sargon's expertise is going to be, or that debuff is really going to pair well with, is Boudica, because he stacks with Boudica's active. So Boudica's active deals 35% skill damage taken. Then you add Sargon's debuff.
I remember that in the chat in Infantry's Fortress Discord, you were talking about this on the same day where skills got released.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So those 2 buffs will stack, and that's going to have fantastic synergy together. So, I know after this, I'm definitely going to be adding Boudica to my lineup just to get that debuff. And I recommend anyone do it anyway. She's a fantastic commander.
Yeah, I love her. Okay, next skill, Anus Fury. Infantry defense bonus 10% when in the field. And when you get to 10 stacks of Avid effect, all stacks will be removed. The target troop will be dealt damage factor 1000. I thought it was damage multiplier 500. In addition, this commander's troop will receive a shield that lasts for 5 seconds. Shield factor 300, and that's it.
The 300 shield factor
is
just to pair with his expertise.
Yeah,
obviously,
sure,
they did.
It looks like they just wanted to trigger out of the skill.
To trigger the skill, which is good. Is good. They just it's kind of funny because they didn't really want to give him that much damage reduction, so they just added this condition, which I'm glad they did this, because now your Scipio shields will help trigger, your Alex shields will help trigger. Really, like, any shield that he gets will do that, and it's nice that it's something that's so common for infantry commanders to carry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions, I think, with this skill in particular that we don't have the answers to yet, and we'll just have to test as soon as he comes on the servers.
Yeah.
So really, like, there appears to be no cooldown, obviously, with the with a direct damage factor, but what does that mean when, you know, you have multiple Sargons stacking on a target? Do they all deal the damage? Will like it, you know, if they all are sort of adding to each other's stacks, will, you know, they reset and then start proccing like at twice the rate.
Yeah.
It the fact that there's vague on the stackability of this means it could be kind of insane, but we'll see. And I know some people were bringing up the fact that if you don't have this skill unlocked, then it doesn't mention that the 30% skill damage goes away. I'm pretty sure it does, but that would be interesting. If it didn't, then, you know, I could see a lot of people just making Sargon 555 and then leaving him there.
Just leaving him. Yeah.
But I don't think that's how that's going to work.
Yeah, I agree. So his expertise is a new skill, a passive skill. Enlil's Blessings reduces the skill damage taken by this commander's troop 15%. So a bit of tankiness here. When the troop is hit with a normal attack, it has 50% chance to inflict 2 stacks of Avid effect on enemy target if the skill is triggered when this commander's troops gains a shield. So here comes a 300 damage factor shield. It will inflict one extra stack of Avid, and this skill can be triggered once every 8 seconds. So how do you feel about his expertise?
So his expertise, again, it's you always love to see a new skill expertise instead of just a upgrade to another skill, and this adds a lot. And this is sort of coming from where, you know, you got that bad news with the first skill being so bad. It's because you get quite a lot with this and all the other skills. 15% damage reduction. It rounds up to a very tanky commander, which, like I said, is nice. The normal attacks, you may not see that as much in the field where you're sort of just swapping targets and nothing's hitting you necessarily. But you know, definitely any time where, you know, you're one-on-one against a march, or just they happen to target your Sargon march, that's going to be, you know, 3 stacks right there to, you know, between that and the one that triggers on that turn. And then the extra one with the shield, it's going to bring that 1k nuke down pretty quickly. So
True. Yeah.
I would not, if you're thinking about it as like, you know, 1,000, that is like 1,000 damage every 10 seconds. You're going to be getting more of that debuff and more of that nuke cycled through really quickly, I think, with this commander once sort of the first round is done.
Yeah. So let me ask you some questions about Sargon real quickly. First of all, can you give him a rating 5 out of, I don't know. Well, I gave him, I think, a 4 or 4.5, but because his first skill was so bad, I think I gave his first skill 2 or 2.5, and then I rated him as a 4 out of 5.
Ooh, I would say, you know, a little hard to rate out of 5, just because maybe I'd want to see him in the field first, just see how much damage and how quickly he's stacking through. Because again, I think you know, the first skill is disappointing, but the value of what his debuff is bringing, it's going to be absolutely crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And the key thing is, just like you said, it's not like Tomiris, right? It's not related to his active skill, and you don't need to worry about, yo, I need a slow rage regen or anything like that.
Exactly. Sargon entirely works for your setup, and you don't have to sort of make things work for him to get the best use of the debuff.
That's right.
And I'd say, you know, when it comes to sort of like, because of the way his active skill is built and the fact that, you know, his main kit is his passive, this is definitely a commander that is a must-have for, you know, your large setups. If you bring, you know, 5 marches to the field, 5, 6, 7, then you want Sargon there, you know, buffing your nukes. And he will do good damage besides. If you're just a person who brings, you know, 1 to 3 marches like Nevsky Joan, Guan Scipio, and Boudica YSG, then Sargon is not going to replace Guan or Scipio.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. So the next question is, these commanders, not just Sargon, but Tariq and Sargon, are they worth investing? And if so, who should invest on these commander? And you kind of replied it because you said, wide marches, if you have 5, 6, maybe even 7 marches. But let's say we are not in season of conquest KVK, we are in off season, or we are in season of conquest, but we cannot have 6 or 7 marches. Would you include Sargon or Tariq for your top 1 or top 2 infantry pairings?
So I would not put Sargon in my top 1 infantry pairing. I think if I'm gonna bring one march, right? Like if after this I have all my commanders maxed and I'm going to an altars battle, and I just am bringing one march, it's not gonna be Sargon.
Yeah,
it's gonna still be Guan Scipio CJ. What I will say is that Scipio Tariq will have some fun, maybe one march utility. Just because you have, anytime someone targets you, you're going to have a 35, the 30% debuff and then 3.4k nuke. So I think I'll have some fun with that. But,
yes, for sure.
But I would not, I wouldn't necessarily bring these two to my single march. Or if you're a one infantry march player, then Sargon could maybe fit in there, depending on, again, how many marches you bring.
Right, so my next question is again, it's early to answer, but we will see. But right now, who do you think will be the best pair for Sargon for open field?
So yeah, we've been definitely discussing that a lot in the infantry fortress. One of the things I love about Sargon is the fact that based on his skills, he definitely seems to bring a lot of energy back into fielding Alex. Because Alex holds a lot for him,
Yeah.
As a debuff commander, he wants that march speed. Alex has 30%. He's a skill tree commander. Alex's problem was always that he needed a fast way to cycle through that nuke, and Alex has the attack tree. So putting Sargon primary and then sort of getting that debuff quickly from Alex, it's a very strong debuff. Still probably the strongest, you can have, just 30% all damage. Yep. So having a march like Sargon Alex, to sort of to debuff for your nuker marches is going to have crazy value.
So would you use Sargon or Alexander primary? Probably Sargon, right?
Definitely Sargon.
Yeah.
You want feral. I would put feral nature on that and as much rage as you can.
Yeah, you just want to cycle as quick as you can.
Exactly. And I think it'll surprise you on the trades. It has a surprising amount of attack stats, pretty tanky, and will be firing nukes pretty frequently. So yeah, I'm very excited for that march in particular. For people who want to bring, say, 2 infantry marches and maybe don't want to field Alex, I think Guan and Sargon might be a good pairing because obviously you've got a bit of tankiness for Guan. The only real downside for that is that Sargon's going to be a very valuable debuff, and Guan is one of the most popular targets.
He's a primary target, so your debuff march will go down quite fast.
Yeah, and also just the fact that Sargon only has 10% attack. Not a ton of damage packed to his kit to enhance Guan. So it could, I predict people will use it. I think it'll be a good march. I don't know if it'll be Sargon's best pairing. Obviously Sargon and Scipio will work very well together. If you have Trajan, then Sargon would be the perfect pick to put with Trajan. Because again, that's just a very high value debuffing pair that will be incredibly tanky.
Yeah, very tanky. Yeah.
So
yeah, please go ahead.
Fortunately, I was about to say, fortunately, once you get past the disappointing active, the rest of Sargon's kit is very easy to
Mhm.
sort of pair around. I think it'll just be, wherever he fits best for you.
Yeah, he's
Because
not a
at the end
niche
of the day, you
commander,
just want
right?
that debuff.
He has no skills
E-
that forces him to use as a primary or secondary.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Though I will say I do love using skill tree commanders primary, so
Hmm. Hmm.
I'd probably, it's great that he has that and the fact that you can use him primary.
Yeah. So Arj asks a question. No, he doesn't ask a question. He says, keep in mind, Alex is getting a museum buff. That's correct. Are you excited about it?
I am. Yeah. I think if they added even just a little bit of damage mitigation for Alex, something like some health stats or some skill damage reduction or something like that, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and realistically, just like any stat increase is nice. So
That's right. Maybe if not enough people invest on Sargon, and since Alex and Sargon looks really good on paper, maybe Lilith can give Alex a really good buff, so more people invest on Sargon. Let me just quickly do this. Do this real quick, guys. This is an old screenshot from Duke's account. How about that? Look at all these infantry commanders. He's a true infantry simp. Duke. Do you have anything to add about these commanders or infantry in general?
I guess this is I'd say this is a release that many people weren't expecting. We were expecting something that was obviously like, easier stronger active skill for Sargon
Mm-hmm.
but overall I'd say these two commanders do look fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for, hardcore infantry players like me who have been waiting for this infantry rally to come. So
Yeah.
happy to finally get back out rallying. And with the debuff, just for people with big setups, this is yeah, it's definitely something that infantry have been lacking on. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll see a lot of Sargon on the field, and hopefully that's going to be helping people a lot.
Yeah. So if we sum it up, you said you wouldn't put Sargon or Tariq if you're using one or two infantry marches, correct?
I would only put Sargon
Mm-hmm.
for a single infantry march if if I had a full setup and just needed that debuff in there.
Yeah, just like
So
a Tomiris replacement, right? Because Sargon is obviously better than Tomiris in other aspects.
yeah, essentially he's a lot better than Tamiris.
Mm-hmm. So you can
So
use him as a debuff
you
march.
could put Sargon. Yeah, you could use Sargon as your single infantry, especially if you're coming into Season of Conquest and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say he's my first priority. Scipio's my first priority.
Yeah.
But if you sort of have a plan for things and a really strong setup, I guess I could see Scipio than Sargon.
Mm-hmm. So Sky asks, Guan Scipio and Tariq Pakal or Harold is the best two open field marches for infantry now? Do you agree? And I wanted to ask you this actually. Thank you for reminding me, Sky. Who are your top two infantry marches right now for open field?
Guan Scipio and Tariq Pakal. I don't know if I do Tariq Pakal in the open field, but Pakal or Harold. No, no. First of all, obviously you need Sargon in there,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'd say for the top two infantry marches,
Mm-hmm.
pretty mix and match right now. I think I like to split Guan and Scipio when I run two marches.
Yeah.
So something like Guan and Sargon, and then Scipio Tariq could be very good, or maybe even Scipio or Sargon and Tariq together, and then
Oh
run
yeah,
Guan
yeah,
Scipio.
yeah.
Something what I do right now actually is I run Guan CJ and Scipio Flavius. And when I'm garrisoning a flag with Flavius, I'll run Guan Pakal and Scipio CJ. So, top infantry marches could look something along those lines. You could, obviously put Harold in there, like Harold Scipio, Guan Sargon, or do or Sargon Alex and Guan Scipio. So there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of options.
Yeah.
Obviously, Honda and Trajan are still fantastic commanders to pair with your infantry right now. If you've invested in them.
And one more question Tariq is obviously, since he's the rally commander, you just want to expertise him or do not use him. But still ask a question, what will be the base starting level? He's going to expertise Sargon, obviously, eventually. But at what point you should or you would start using Sargon on the field? Your low investment for Sargon.
Low investment is honestly 5511. I think I would want to use him, 5551. But realistically, once you max out that stack or his poison probability, and you have the health stats, he's good to go.
Yeah, so that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just there to debuff.
It's gonna be you get most of his value from his second skill.
So Abra says we can sleep. Guys, by the way, if you have questions before we end, ask them, since we have Duke in here. And Abra said we can sleep on Sargon. I think he's going to be a good option for rally too. Yeah, you talked about it. He's obviously a good rally option too. Even in garrison. Oh, garrison. He says he could be even good behind Flavius in garrison. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's going... I think did I not mention that? Huh. So... one thing to keep in mind is that the only piece of his kit that goes away in a garrison is his 10% defense.
And that's it, right? That's great.
Yep. So everything else applies. He is going to be, I think there's every probability that he will be the new infantry garrison. So what you're looking at is the highest DPS rally will be Sargon Tariq. The strongest infantry garrison will, for single target trades, will be Flavius and Sargon.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Well, I was about to say I would definitely use him with Flavius, not Zeno, because Flavius does better with. I think you still need him as in whatever infantry garrison you run. Zeno is still essential for KVK.
Yeah, for sure.
But you put her with either Flavius or YSS to protect against swarms.
And Justin asks, thoughts on CJ? Still worth investing at this point?
I would say no for investing.
Yeah.
He sort of filled a very niche role. I mean, like I said, I use him. He's with Scipio, it's the best single. It's like the best single march for infantry you can run on the field in terms of like trades and damage and stuff like that.
Yeah, crazy damage on that Scipio CJ.
Yeah, Guan Scipio is the more popular because it has a better debuff, and Guan just has the AoE and is fantastic. But Scipio CJ is fantastic, damage overall. If I had to invest now, you've got Honda, you've got Guan obviously, like other things to do with Scipio. I wouldn't worry about needing CJ to sort of pad out your lineup.
Yeah, and a few people ask the same question, and they ask, they don't get when his shield will get triggered, Sargon. And if I take a look at his skill, it says, in addition, this commander's troop will receive a shield that lasts for 5 seconds. You get the shield only when you reach 10 stacks of Avid? Because it says...
sorry, what?
Yeah, his fourth skill, Sargon's fourth skill, Anus Fury. So people are asking how this shield gets triggered.
Um,
Is it only when you
yeah,
get
so
10 stacks?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because it says in addition. So you need to get 10 stacks first, and you will deal that
Yeah,
1000 damage factor. And in addition to that, you will receive that shield. So it's also connected to
yeah,
your
so
debuff.
yeah, essentially. You will get the 10 stacks, and then they will remove the 10 stacks, apply the damage, apply the shield, which will then apply the additional stack.
Yeah, I see. And one more thing. This is more like a general question for free-to-plays and low spenders, because I think a lot of free-to-plays or low spenders who are infantry mains are at the same spot. So Mohammed asks, he has 5155 Guan Yu, Alex Max, Herald Max, and CPO Max. So he's asking, what is next for me? I'm free to play. Thank you.
Is that in the chat? I'm just going to scroll to it. I need to.
Yeah. Mohammed is in the chat, but it's a little bit. You need to scroll up a little bit.
Okay, could you just repeat the commanders? I guess.
Yeah, sure. He has a 5155 Guan Yu.
Okay.
Then Alex, Herald, and CPO all three maxed. He asks, what's next for me? I'm free to play.
Well, you can invest in Sargon. I mean, but I would say you do kind of have two decent marches right there. I would look, I'd want to ask what other commanders you have. Like, have you invested in Joan yet or Nevsky? Because if you are just run only infantry, then you're definitely missing out on sort of what your field lineup should look like. It's great idea to always branch out a little bit into cavalry to get that some strong nuking commanders and debuffs to add with your infantry. So if those are the only four commanders you use on the field, I would say your next step is to invest in a Nevsky, and you can run that with a Mechmed right off the bat. Invest in Joan later. Get a Cav march up. And then, you could, if you want to stick with three, maybe go back and do another infantry.
Guys, it's just, we talked about it in previous videos, but going for like 5 marches from one troop type is not just for infantry. It will hinder your performance in open field, because if you go like 5 infantry marches, you are missing out on the best cavalry march. You are missing out on the best archer march. So don't go for 5 marches from the same troop type. And one more thing. I think the answer is Guan CPO, but I'm just going to ask it anyways. Arj asks, what is that one best infantry march for a cavalry main? He has like 600 sculptures. He doesn't have an infantry march, and he would like to know that what is that one best infantry march right now? I think it's Guan CPO, is it?
Yeah. Well, here's the only thing I'll say is I tell people, just careful investing gold heads into Guan, just because he's a great commander. Right? Like, you're not going to regret the investment, but I always feel like there's first priorities before him. So, if you have no infantry commanders right now, go in, get Scipio. Probably, watch how Sargon does. Maybe you want to do Sargon and Scipio, but Guan Scipio is usually a safe call.
Yeah, I agree. And Ona, no, we still prioritize CPO once you get into Season of Conquest, not Sargon. And Anis asks, so it is better to invest on Sargon from 0 instead of Guan Yu. Oh, that's a decent question. So let's say you don't have Guan Yu, you don't have Sargon, and which one would you invest? Is it still Guan Yu?
That's I would probably say I don't. If you don't want to do the commander dailies, obviously, that's not everyone's speed, but a great way to get Guan. I kind of hesitate to, strongly recommend spending 690 heads on him, just because I think, especially for new people coming to SOC, there's a lot of commanders I would do before him. As strong as he is as a single march, it's just he's a very old commander, and there's other really powerful, nukers you can get in your lineup before him. So, I would budget, do a budget with, Scipio and another commander, build another march, and then, yeah, you can either do Guan or Sargon. I think that's kind of up to you.
Yeah, it's just Guan is just, getting old, like literally.
Yeah, he's a great commander, and
Mm-hmm.
when I say he will never leave my lineup, I promise you that. But
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't tell people don't invest in Guan,
Mhm.
but it's definitely like one of the few things that I strongly recommend you do the dailies if you want to spend anything, because it's a better way to do gold heads that way
Mhm.
than to be spending your gold heads.
Mhm. Guys, I think we're gonna end it now. Holy, we are at 160 viewers. Oh, that has to be a record. Yo, Duke, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much discussing new infantry commanders, their skills. I think it's been like more than 1 hour.
Ooh, yeah, I know it's late for you over there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like almost 2 a.m. here. And again, thank you so much for accepting this and being here. And shout out to Infantry's Fortress Discord, guys. If you want to ask any questions after stream, just join Infantry's Fortress Discord. Duke is like always there. And if he's not there, there are a lot of crazy infantry main players who is going to answer your questions. So make sure to join. Yeah, best Discord in ROK. Yeah, you're correct. I mean, I've been a part of Infantry's Discord for I don't know how long, even before I started making content. And yeah, make sure to do that. Duke, thank you so much again. I'm just going to end the stream now. Guys, I see you on the next one. And if you think this video... no, I mixed it up. I was about to say something else first. I will also turn this live stream into a video content so you can watch it later on easily. I'll just edit the unnecessary parts. And if you enjoyed it, if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe. I see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.